Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I thought I'd come and say hello, wish you a good day. I don't know if you had the chance to see the eclipse last night. It was beautiful. It was spectacular for me. I was in front of my balcony here, more not towards the south side, and it was like a cup. It was like a cup for between 11 and 11:11 and 12:12. I was like looking at it. So it is very powerful. It will allow us to get rid, to remove all kinds of old conditioning. It is for right before the eclipse. I had some period of doubts where I felt like I was thrown back into an old cycle because it was like so much spiritual energy. It's like, can I handle that much spiritual energy? But yes, we can. It is important to trust that, to trust the most natural state of life will bring us the highest potential. And so I'm going to pull 10 cards with the Voyager Tarot. So the situation is strength. The situation is strength. It's the power of the lion and the deer. It's the opening of the heart. It's about discovering new strengths within ourselves. There's always new strengths to be discovered within yourself as we become master of our own energy. What comes around the situation is the star. It is the dream come true. It is following your star, following your guardian angels, calling on your guardian angels, and it is the star. It is the goddess Kuan Yi as the white jade Buddha. The court of the white jade is the prime creator in the. What we see before us is anger, for we have to forgive ourselves. We have to allow ourselves to, because we have to forgive ourselves and forgive others. It is very important to disengage, because spirit will push on all the buttons we have within ourselves until they were all disconnected. They all find a peaceful resolution. So when somebody makes you angry, just take 3 breaths. It's very powerful, potent advice. To take 3 breaths and return to the calm of your mind, calm in your mind, calm in your body. And then you send divine light, you send blessings to the person who makes you angry. So this light, it is the way the Buddha used to deal with that. It's like when somebody made angry the Buddha, he would send light to enlighten the person, and the person would become aware of his dysfunction and would be able to correct it. As we do that, we find commencement. There is a brand new beginning. There is a new start, a new beginning. What comes in the subconscious in the past is confusion. For confusion, maybe we have to let the confusion be in the past. Use creativity to create something new. So it is because right now what we are, the situation is the sun. It is all the best things of life. It is money. It is love. It is prosperity. It is abundance. It is health. It is reconnection to soul connection, new friends, new lovers, new opportunities. Use those time, this July time with all those retrograde planets to refine your plan, to tweak, to know exactly what you want. For Venus, which is opposing the moon, Venus is our preference. So know what you like, what you do not like. You can love it all, but there are preferences. Go towards your own preference. Venus will indicate to you what is good for you. What comes to us in the near future is the chariot, is the public success, a recognition of a success. It is the goer, it is the Gate Palasham Gate Bodhisattva. It is the motion forward. It's a mantra called Gate Palasham Gate Bodhisattva. It is a powerful moving forward energy that will be able to carry us. It is the conquest of the moon. It is the god of light, my friend Apollon. For Apollo is the god of light, and so here it is symbolic, but so it is also the Cancer. This North Node in Cancer will bring us to this inner world, and so there is all kinds of newness that is coming. What we are strength in this situation is aspiration. We are aspiring for freedom. Is our highest aspiration, to be free. Free from conditioning, free from the past, free from fear, free from doubt, to obtain that clarity. What comes to us in the outside world is equilibrium. It is the card of love. It is the card of balance. It is the card of sharing this cup, sharing love, like a fluid, something that is not, there is no need to condition love, just share it. what we can feel in our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, is growth. For we've grown, we have learned, we have matured, we have integrated. So it's like it is all the cycle of life, from birth into death, and then it starts again around the rose. For the rose, we have to remove the thorn of the rose in order to fully appreciate. But there is great deal of growth that has been happening, and we are harvesting. We are right about to harvest the fruits of our work, and the outcome is nothing short of the universe. It is the salvation. It is the dance of salvation. It is the world. It is the door to the world. We stand in gratitude, and we, as the door to the world, are about to open. It is the lotus flower drinking from the water. It is the interconnected grid of the universe. It is in the center there is a statue of Michelangelo. And it is so it is the universe, it is the hunk, it is the discovery of our eternal self. So it is all very, very powerful and positive. I thought I'd make one more video here today, as I have a little time. I wanted to also discuss the idea of the bird tribe. I have a friend and guide whose name is Todd Jawoudi, or Mistress Megist. He had 3 incarnations in this life, in this earth, who's teaching the deep bird wisdom. I recommend the Emerald Tablet of Thoughts. It's on the audiobook. You can find it. You have to listen to it or read it 100 times to integrate the wisdom. I've only done 88 times, I think, and I was going to go back to it. Spirit said, that's okay, you integrate it. So, but Todd also said it's always better to do a little bit more than what is asked. So I was really planning to do it 110 times, because and every time you listen to this Emerald Tablet of Thought, there is new codes that are awakening, and Todd teaches the deep bird wisdom. Todd, when he comes in this avatar body, he came to visit me when I was in Sri Lanka in his avatar form, in his bioplasmic form. He looks like a human, but he's got an ibis head, and many of the ancient archetypes of higher angelics and beings that were part of the Egyptian gods were chosen to use these bird heads, such as Horus, our good friend Horus, the Ascended Master, who's working tirelessly for our ascension. Is assisting. Just look through the eye of Horus, connect to Horus, and look through his eyes. He can see so far into the future and the past, and so it can show you so many things. So call on him. He came in a message to say that we need to connect to our inner bird. The inner bird, we all have this inner bird, and open the cage and fly. That means awakening yourself to those magic senses beyond the physical world, to allow your consciousness to experience the non-physical and the new senses that are given. Also asks to receive the download of your own galactic history, your own Akash in relationship to all this history. Of course, so you do ask that, and you are in gratitude to receive it. It doesn't always come right away. It will come when you're ready to. You have to be patient, and it will come when we're ready. And the best time to receive, when we receive that, when we ask, we will receive, is right before we go to sleep at night, while we sleep, or when we wake up in the morning. This is the most receptive time, but it can come at any time during a meditation. For there are many, many galactic stories that will be revealed. At some point, there will be an event, and I think it was in Maitreya, the Ascended Master, will be called to address telepathically or through the medias all of humanity, to teach them of a new story, a greater story in the history of mankind that has been forgotten or hidden. But the most powerful stories that you will ever know will be your own story that will be revealed, your own Akash. So ask to be downloaded into your being, into your consciousness, all those parts of yourself that are ascended, that are part of this great galactic community. Use your consciousness to turn in, to tune in, to channel frequencies, because frequencies are like dimensions, are like channels. You can't watch it if you're only watching the third dimension and all your focus is there. Then you are missing a lot of things. Yet it is very important to understand we have access to certain brain waves, certain frequency. Frequency in terms of brain waves is how how many pulsation there is within a segment of time, such as a second. On top of the ladder, we have the gamma, which is very high frequency and very high amplitude. Then we go into beta, which is the sensory world of we want to connect to this gamma, this fifth dimensional gamma ray, but we do not access it from the beta, which is right below, which is a very high frequency in terms of the pulsation every second, but very low amplitudes. It means but we do need that in order to feel well connected to the circumstances of our life. We also need to go to connect to our alpha state brainwave, alpha state, which is connected to our inner self, our peaceful inner self, and as well as the physical world. At which point the frequency, the number of pulsation is being reduced. It's kind of slows down, but the amplitude is been augmented. And then we move into theta. Theta, we disconnect to the outside world. We can come into trance, deep meditation, or when we sleep. Theta and delta are usually connected. We experience those brainwaves when we sleep. It is a slowdown of frequency. Our mental process is being slowed down, but the amplitude is being greatly raised, and from the theta and delta we are able to reach the gamma, and then above the gamma there is the super gamma, the lambda, the epsilon, which is an accelerated frequency of consciousness, but we cannot reach it from the beta, from the physical realm. First we have to slow down our mind in order to create this acceleration. Well, I hope this resonated with you. We're going through this process, and then just breathe, and we have to really breathe as much as possible, to integrate, to bring more oxygen into oxygen is really magical. It is wonderful. It's positive our body. So we want to breathe deeply, be conscious of your breathing, and visualize that every time you're breathing in, you're sending light into your inner sun, and every time you breathe, it shines a little bit more. For very soon, the great portal will be opening, 0010, the portal of infinity will connect us to this 8th dimension, where we're connected to our collective soul and the universal soul. And so so there will be no more I, but there will be always we, because we are one. So it will all be happening shortly. We'll work with this, open this door, 0010, and the door will open as we work. Eventually, the door will open to the infinite. What the highest wisdom for us today is transformation. It's about allowing ourselves to be transformed. What we need to understand is the life purpose. We came here with a mission. What we need to do is destiny. For that is our destiny, is to fulfill our life mission, our life purpose, and to know, to understand we have a powerful role to fulfill here on the earth. And the outcome is birth. It's a completely renewal. It's the phoenix that will use the phoenix. We'll be burning from our ashes and be reborn into a new form. For every day we have a chance to be reborn. The paintings behind me, this is a small painting on cardboard. For the painting, the smaller they are, the more important the frame is. So they will be beautifully framed. This just says, I love me and I love you. It's just very simple painting, but it is very important reminder that in the ascension process, if you love life, but we have to love ourselves. And the unconditional, the divine love we can give to ourselves is the key to ascension. And the world is just and this world, this love can reflect in the outside world. So sometimes it's good to get ourselves outside of the process, to dedicate our love to others in order to get our ego out of the process. But it is only one. There is no other. It's all happening within anyways. As I think it was Immanuel Kant, the philosopher, who was first brought this idea in the world of philosophy. And so it's about loving ourselves and loving life around us, to awaken the light within other being as well. But that's the best way, is to keep your light shining, and their own light will be enlightened by your own light. It is not we have no control over the choice of anybody else, but we have full control over what we want and what we choose. That's what no one can tell you what you want and what you choose. So it's about becoming sovereign of that, and to align ourselves to enjoy, to be in gratitude for what is to come. For it is there is marvelous energies that are coming, great change that will. So in terms of change, sometimes we observe the condition of our life that is not exactly what we want. So it's not about being we want in better states, but so when we tune in, we turn in, we are able to figure out that it is not exactly what we want, but we experiencing a potential for something that is far greater. So it's about not allowing the other circumstances for distracting us from what is really wanted, as we become fully in acceptance of what is really wanted, what we choose to experience, what we choose to embrace as what we desire, so to speak, and not allowing ourselves to be conditioned by the limitation of the world that is still present around us. The more we are anchoring this vision of the future, the faster the more we move into the joy and acceptance of that which is not yet. Then it will become, as we know, it will become, because it is our first choice. And the universe will always respond yes to anything. So do not let yourself to be distracted by anything that is unwanted, and continue to concentrate, keep your focal point on what is your highest good, and the highest good of all, which is the choice of your soul and your other soul and your I am presence. For God knows best, Father knows best, Mother knows best. The spirit of the universe have a far greater vision. So call on your guides. They also have better visions than we have down here. So you can trust the inner vision. Trust the inner guidance. It is always perfect for what it teaches us each and every moment. And always move forward. Do not hold on to past guidance. Guidance is always available in the now. So let's keep on breathing in gratitude for what is to come. And this other painting is from my neo metacosmic painting. I call it neo because I only had two periods of metacosmic. One in the early 90s when I was living in Miami Beach, in South Beach. And this one is from 2007. It's a return to this cosmic archetypes. So this is a great spiral, an explosion of energy with the three primal ancestors, the universal Father, the eternal Son, and the infinite Spirit, which are one. They always has been one. They are one integrated whole, and they're complementary in becoming the great I am, for they are only the Spirit and the Son truly knows the Father as an infinite, for everybody else an act of faith. So this is really the source. It symbolizes the Paradise Trinity and this explosion of galaxies that are emerging from this great spiral of energy. It's a pretty powerful painting, and the silver always represents the futures, for it is our attainment is to return to that source, to return to our first source and center. And I'm going to pull one last card. I'm going to first sing a song. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. I was going to sing another song, but this one came to my mind right before I was going to make this video, so I thought I'd follow my guidance and sing that song. It's a song of Elvis Presley. It goes like this. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. And I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine. If I make you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Thank you very much. Probably not Elvis Presley that wrote it. He was a songwriter. He was an exceptional singer, the best of all time, probably. Performer. He influenced the world in a way that no one else did in the world of music in his time. But everything is relative, of course. It's just a matter of preference. The card of the day is transport. It's about staying on the track, staying on track, allowing yourself to be transported. It may be also about taking physical trains. For it is about pulling all this energy. Also, we're pulling this energy. It's all about being seated in I am presence and understanding it is the flow of life that is pulling us. So it's about staying on track and allowing yourself to be transported. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.